Tini ma ta kare sunkuyu pare hubaina give lelam chubo lutang ne nga tang yi ji ta de tin je xian song ta gewa labdun rev dewa yungzin ji la gewa la kuyora gewa kan rev in dewa ta chi de yin ni pa jin je yin give lelam da ta le la ya tel ra le kuyu pare gewa la ya tin jong go na nga zo ke gewa la zu gewa drop go yo pare is teni dewa go ha yum go dewa thok go ba ina gewa drop go yo re gewa dropper sibala teni luji go ne gewa drop sir chi tang nga go ne gewa drop sir yi ji go ne gewa drop sir ta te so na mandu pa lu nga yi som ji go ne gewa drop na ti go ne drop go yo bare digba drop na ti go ne drop go yo bare te ndu tarata gombo lo drop ke zahi jabo deju zangbola karisung ko yursina ta luji go ne gewa drop nga go ne gewa drop yi ji go ne gewa drop son ta te pa sung ko yobare ta te kap sung ta ta nga zo ke so so la ta ra nga chu ta he ba bo no ji na re chi na ba sim ba bo na ba chang ne so so ta jing jabo deju zangbola yin ji yin sa ta jabo deju zangbola yin la so so jabo yin这个的了贵嘛，干啥？当国波了这个，俺了老贵哟，大大听俺了老贵哟，俺让我是当国波了这个，都把这个给家些呢，当国波了这个，俺了得老贵哟，是不是？得那个多呢？去年吧，那，忙不了得，去个多呢，给我同大些么个吧。给我瞧的就是吧？你呢？就让他忙不了去按照南东这块了，陆江今天这样，陆江的深南有些都要听个有嘛的。那我不了这的事的，个去见那么的位置，对嘛的吧？那当然就让做罗巴兵参加了，这都不是，那跟队然后在那里，罗巴兵咱瞧个有了吧？那我过了给中国嘛，就让他他，我不了这个天天嘛吃嘛。ne malo ndon be kapse ti tsai da gobo lo dok song do yo gobo lo dok sum be tsai cha de de te churan so so la ko yo sam ti to ne da na sam no tna kha ko ne te ni lob jong jam ba na re chu ni ba na sem na hu de te ping ge yo re gobo lo do da jabu de chu zam bo da lo chi la ya ta ko lo ju na yi he de wa na yi ji cha na te jong na yi cha ro yo so so surkal chal ha de yo re chal ha za de 다 추대게 추휴는 제 셈란 조와 동토야 당 제 텔레티네 제 드라이버 제 용토야 데 깔레 카포차노 거 요바레 어데인데 티토라 삼노 kulong tara ka chante si thanya boyo re sakyo.
And then the next verse says, verse number 5, with body, speech, and mind, always rely on wholesome deeds, the tenfold virtuous path. So he's saying that with practice wholesome deeds. Wholesome deeds is to practice virtue. If you practice virtue, or the 10 virtues, you, as a result, will experience happiness. So if you wish to experience that, then you must make an effort in the practice of virtue. And the different kinds of virtuous actions that we can engage in all are included within the virtue that we practice with body, with speech, and with mind. And the same also goes for non-virtuous actions. We also practice them with body, speech, and mind. And so now here Nagarjuna tells his friend, the king, practice virtue with body, speech, and mind. And so now in our context here, it appears that there is the Dharma teacher to whom you're listening, receiving those teachings, but you should actually see yourself like that friend, that king that is being told these instructions. So it doesn't mean that you just should think I'm a king or something like that, but you should think that Nagarjuna is there and is saying all those things to you directly. So speaking to you directly. This is how your perception of this should be. And if you listen to the Dharma with that perception, then in the future, it will really stay in your mind, and you will really engage in the practice of supreme virtue. Then really the Dharma study will become fruitful. So don't think of yourself as like separate, but actually think that this is being told to you directly by Nagarjuna. But also you should not maybe perceive that now I'm here like Nagarjuna giving the teachings. I'm more like the Sangha or the helper who is reading to you those words which are actually spoken by Nagarjuna's teachings. And you are listening to these instructions directly. So if you listen to the Dharma, like changing your perspective in this way, really thinking that this is told to you directly, not to someone else, then it will actually stay in your mind and be of greater benefit. If you just see it like in a way like a story, something that was told before to a king by Nagarjuna, then it just remains a story of the past, and you see yourself as separate from that. And then it is also difficult to encounter, really change your mind and to accomplish a result from the practice. So it is best to have that perspective, this awareness or perception that this is actually being told to you directly.
生于一门当常依奉行十种善业道，杜绝一切纯美酒，欢喜贤妙之为甚。那这边讲的说，我们从行整十种善业的话，自然能够让我们受生善道，得享到快乐。那各种善业都可以归纳成身、口、意三个方向的善业。那么在今天虽然听者是国王，但是我们应该知道说，不仅仅是想说哦，我今天是国王，那在看这个龙树菩萨给我的书，我们应该怎么样的心态呢？要了解说这个是龙树菩萨直接告诉我的，在这边听受这个他的教授，如果能够这样子的了解的话，那就可以留在我们的这个心识当中，这是一个非常好的善业。那么我们的修行也能够有比较有好的这个丰富的结果。我们要了解说，应该是龙树菩萨直接给予我们的这个教授。今天我们是僧团的一份子，我们直接从龙树菩萨那边得到这种教授来改变自己的观点，这样就能够把它留在我们的心绪当中，自然有大利益。但是如果说我们只把它当作是一个故事来听讲的话，它就对我们而言只是一个故事，在我们心绪中不会留存的。所以我们应该要有这种认识跟觉知。那么我们了解说是直接从龙树菩萨的品闻这个法教的。
소화 그 갑리 자침보 만체바 당 드라그 돈이 드라 뇽녀완도 혀레 마리데다 두수 돌아 남준이 잡잡지 거야 대조 지게다 나고는다 이게 요래 먹여 이겨 되네 담보체 준 라야 다 다랑 아주 남바산지 부추 이게 야는데 준 침보서나 다 며칠라면지 내가 저 잡잡 거야 다 가르침 부치 차고 요래 nga te lan thong song seman deni de thong so seman raw deni tele tim ba kit na ma ko kar taung deni tara chi ya ta so ta nga so zab zab go lakpar te ni ka se a kombar song ba yena ya deni so to la yang zab zab go ba tang deni chama ta so nga so na mi da lo hyon zab zab da hyo yo ne wa re na su la tap je ji go ta perna chamalaya de ta robo chapo ni yo na te ni pas torne de ni lama da loma pa la ina ri de ni robo pension pa la ina ri pas yenji ji yo do ta ke ja nam ri ta su su ke kulhong ka da yeme ma to ba ke chitna chaya ni kha chimbo yo to so to la zab za go yo ni ngan char ta ga so chu ba hyol nyam ni ji ba kap se na ri nam ji na ri ta 돈다 미박 깨자 망보 히에다 또 소상한 안찬로로 디살다 님반로 장 드니 나지야도 솔었다 뱀메시바게 핀도 첨보요리다 등아차도 좀 모양봐 드니 직접 라야 되다 매잉 그 셈로 노리 셈라 폴리 다 던라 톨 소소 잡잡이 걸로 랑글라 페롱라 이란 노바 마지체 소소로 매잉 그 직접 서종데 간란도 디페 파람 파까지 파카 거라이나 아니 하고 그래 소소로 매직 직접 제나 알레 대등할 직접 때 직접 때 메시브 알 너요서시 그러나 마마보라고 지바니 소소라치 직접 나오지 라면 말이 나리 이나 소소 이드 몽바 직접 라야도 참아 되는데 소소 이드 몽바다 소소라치 포고야 그때라 깨자 라야데 알 대당 때 랍송아시 다 마오발링 잡잡지고도 마도 말라 대가랑 용거와 산나 땡고요네서 코세네 단토ян다 요라 소소로 강 용바야나 배는 가서 카꼼 제바 잠제 소소 좋아지 제해도 가이서 가서 참아 카꼼 용요라 카꼼데 간다요 하고 요라如果 또 라바 잠제 가서 하고도 가이서 가서 띠냠냠요라 띠나 이잉 그 소소라서 직접 제라나 직접 보제 이도 몽와 제 라바이나 때 가세서 그 소소라 포고도 소소라 마데와 같이 차거도 때 찍바지냐 말라 대가랑 용거리 삼부터 땅 가서 직접도 잡자지고 님마를 돈이 가서 남이다 난총도 돈이 현로요 말이 삼인데 제라고요 말됐다 매잉그서 저거로 매잉라 파 직접 라비아데 뱀메시바가 잡자고요 따뜻서 돌아가서 가르침보 인생고요 때 나지리
So you should have this perspective, thinking that Nagarjuna is speaking to me, teaching me the Dharma directly. And so what is he teaching? He's saying you should practice virtue with body, speech, and mind, or abandon non-virtue. So abandoning non-virtue, there are 3 kinds of non-virtuous actions that we engage in with the body. And the first one is killing, and especially now since we are followers of the Mahayana, not many actually intentionally engage in these acts of killing, of like feeling like satisfied with like killing someone, but often we don't see it, so it doesn't happen in such a direct way. Also, we kill a lot of little bugs and animals unknowingly as we are just walking around, for example. So whenever we find this situation where instead of killing a little creature, then it is better to save their life. Or, for example, also you might think that it's just so negative if I'm eating meat, but sometimes it is also necessary for health reasons to eat, but then there is also a more beneficial way of doing that. Like, for example, before you eat it, you recite a few mani mantras and so on. So we should give up killing others and instead protect the lives of others. And then the other non-virtuous action of the body is to refrain from sexual misconduct, especially now for lay people also. That is something that is very important to be very careful about. And then there is stealing the wealth, the possessions of others. So often when we have maybe difficulties in making a living and so on, it is also possible that we maybe take too much from others and so on. So also something to be a bit mindful, careful about. And then there is the non-virtuous actions of the speech. There's 4. First, there's telling lies, and the most important one to be very careful about is the great lie, and that is, for example, to pretend to have certain realizations when you don't. For example, saying that I have seen the deity or I have seen the spirits and so on, and deceiving others in that way. Important to be careful about that. Especially that could happen as your practice improves. So here, as the practice improves, it is important to be careful about making various announcements about one's own realizations. Then there is divisive speech, and that is also something to be very mindful about, because it often happens without any awareness about what we're actually doing. We often say various things to others, and that causes a rift, a conflict between friends who have been very harmonious before, or also between gurus and their disciples and so on. So it is very important to be careful even about these motivations, these intentions of causing a division. It is very dangerous. Then there is idle talk, and that can happen when we practice the Dharma. Also in our ordinary activities, we say all kinds of meaningless things. So instead of doing that, we should recite the mantra or even remain in silence and so on. Then we will not engage in idle talk. And then there is harsh speech, and that is anything that we say that hurts others' minds, that affects them negatively. It is also important to be careful about that. It is said that you should take your own body as an example, and taking your own body as an example do not cause any harm towards others. So we must shift our perspective, like turning it around, imagining that whatever we are saying to others is being said to us. So just like we don't want to be talked to in an unkind way, in the same way others also do not like that. And for example, if you humiliate someone in a crowd of people, or basically whatever you say that is unkind and unpleasing, that hurts others' feelings and so on, all of that is in that category of harsh speech. And so when you find yourself doing that, then you should recognize it and think that in the future you have to be more careful about that. And actually, it is something that really, in a way, is also scientific. We can really understand from our own experience how others are affected by it. For example, when we hear about being thirsty, then because we have all been thirsty before, we know that feeling. Or for example, when you hear this word hungry, we have all been hungry before, so we know how that is. And so in the same way, when you are about to say something harsh, something unkind, hurtful to someone, then turn around the perspective and think that you know how it feels yourself when someone else treats you in an unkind way. It also hurts your own feelings. So because you have experience with that, you know how it is. Other people have the same experience, and therefore you should not do that to other people as well. So each and every day you should be mindful about that, because often actually we say those things to others with unmindfulness. We don't actually often intentionally hurt other people's feelings, but because we are unmindful, we say all kinds of unkind things to them. So it's very important to be very careful and to be mindful of this.
那所以我们应该要有这样子的一个觉知，也就是说，我们要了解到说，我们是直接从龙树菩萨那边听到这样子的这个法教。我们要这边所讲的就是我们身口意呢，要行善业而舍掉不善业。所谓的身口意的不善业是指什么呢？身业有3个，就是杀盗淫。讲杀来讲，我们都是圣行者。那我们既然身为大圣行者，我们不去杀害众生。我们要有的时候我们在不知不觉当中呢，伤害了许多的这个昆虫等等的生命，所以我们尽量要避免去伤害其他的众生，不但不伤害众生，并且还要护生，所以这点是很重要的。那么我们有的时候为了生命维持生命的关系呢，不得不吃肉。那这个是一种不是很好的这个业。那我们因为不得不这样子，所以呢就只有那个就是只得吃肉。 所以我们的这个时候在吃肉的时候可以吃6只大明咒等等。那么再来这个道呢，就是小心不要去拿不属于我们的东西。淫呢，尤其是在家人要小心，不要行邪淫的行为。
Just one thing to clarify regarding the big lies here about sharing our experience of realization and so on. So often it does happen that when we practice, that all kinds of feelings or experiences might arise. And then it is not a great lie or something like that if you share these with only your own root guru. So it is fine to share whatever experience you have had in your practice with your guru. Then it does not become just a big lie, because it does not just become a deception of others, a meaningless deception of others. And then